Well, ladies and gentlemen, the official Rotten Tomatoes score for Superman Legacy is out, and it's actually looking very, very good for this film. Remember, 3, 4 days back, I made a video about this film. The early review it got from the Daily Beast was absolutely negative, blasting the film, and it set a precedent that it could get very much destroyed by the audience and as well as the critics. But that's not the case. This film is soaring really high now. As I speak right now, it has an 85, very, very strong 85% critic score. And now it currently stands at 96% for audience. Now, that is the popcorn meter verified reviews. If you click all audience, it just only goes down to 88%, which means it's a fantastically well reviewed film. I'm only interested in all audience. I'm not interested in that crap popcorn meter nonsense that Rotten Tomato is using to deceive themselves, but not the general public. So if we're looking at all audiences at 88%, critics 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that already suggests that this film is well liked. The cinema score is not yet out, but I suspect it will be in the A region, maybe an A or an A minus, something around that region. It could even be an A plus. No one can tell. Maybe by Friday, I'll probably get to see the cinema score. But even at that, let's look at what's happening because the audience is more important than the critics. That's the only thing I'm interested in. Now, if we're looking at the fact that this film is highly rated, you kind of have to look at what's happening with other Superman films that have come out in the past. For instance, the OG Superman in 1978 got an 86% critic score and 86% fan score. The part two of the Superman of that era, which came out a few years later, got 88% critic score and 76% audience score. Superman 3 got 32% critic score and 23% audience score. Superman 4 got 14% critic score and 16% audience score. Superman Returns back in 2005 got 73% for critics and 60% for the audience. Man of Steel, which is still my favorite Superman film of all time, got 57% critic score and 75% audience score. So, and maybe if we can include Batman v Superman, even though I don't always like including that because it's not really a standalone movie per se. But even if we look at that, that got 28% audience score, no, 28% critic score and 63% audience score. So look, what I'm getting at with all this in comparison to this new film is that this is absolutely performing slightly better than almost all the Superman films, apart from let's say the OG Superman. I'm talking about the film that came out in the 70s. That's the OG first Superman because that got 86 between critic and audience. So this is absolutely a very good metric, a very good start for this project. Honestly, I would say it's absolutely very good. So many people have pointed at the negative things about Superman is that it's has an uneven tone. It doesn't have a very even storyline. It feels a little bit overstuffed. It does have everything all over the place. It doesn't really have a cohesive storyline. And they even mock Lex Luthor. Nicholas Hoyt that is playing Lex Luthor. He was a bit mocked in this, and some critics have been calling it chaotic. It's a chaotic mix that struggles to find focus. Some even say that the film feels more like a parody than a serious reboot. Some even say it's undermining emotional moments with misplaced humor. So that's at least for the negatives, but the positives still say that it's visually dazzling. It has this a nice tone to it. Like some positive reviews highlights that it has this hopeful tone and has this fresh approach, which critics praising James Gunn for bringing optimism and heartbreak to the character. Even reviewers say that the film embraces its comic book roots, delivering a very colorful and weird superhero film that stands apart from the recent darker takes. And so many people even praise David Corenswet. They praise David Corenswet's Superman, and it's called a worthy successor to Christopher Reeves. But I cannot say this because I've not seen the film yet. Now, for me personally, I still say that Henry Cavill is the best Superman that has ever, existed. At least the person that has acted in that role, Henry Cavill is still my favorite. I don't see anybody beating his take on Superman anytime soon. But they're comparing David Corenswet to Christopher Reeves, the OG guy, back in the past. But I can say this, I wasn't even a big fan of the older Superman when I saw it eventually growing up, but personally, I think the new Henry Cavill version is a lot better than anything that's existed in the past. Now, some people say it's unentertaining, some people say it has more entertainment and it has this ambitious start for James Gunn's new DC universe. So this is just a little bit of a breakdown analysis on the positive review side and the negative review side of things surrounding Superman Legacy. In the next video, I will actually talk about the box office because the tracking now has changed all of a sudden again. Like I said, the tracking went down and all of a sudden it's back up again. So it's crazy. Maybe, these industry analysts, maybe we're looking at the reviews to pour in first before deciding on where to peg their final estimates for this film in terms of what it can earn. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what this film will earn this Friday, in its first Friday, and even the whole weekend on Sunday. I'm certainly going to make sure to cover almost everything relating to the box office, mostly for you guys. So all you have to do is to check back, always check on this channel, always watch our content, help by sharing these videos because the algorithm would love it and help the channel grow. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow us here. I'll see you guys very much next time.